Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boisterous, coming to you with some, I'm just gonna call it Grandmaster League Gosu. This is actually from the IEM Finals. It's the first game of the Finals. We have LGIMFirst spawning up here in the top right-hand corner as the red Protoss, and MVP Dream down here in the bottom left as the blue Terran. I had to, like, reconsider it, and I think I'm gonna start doing, like, instead of Team League games, because Team League games just, like, fall down in views, I think I'm going to start doing actual pro replays from, like, tournaments and stuff, because there's just a level of play there that is difficult to attain. I mean, people have done it, but it's a very, very low percentage of the average person that plays StarCraft 2 that actually hits, like, this level. So I'm actually probably going to come up with a new series name, because Grandmaster League Gosu, I'm not sure if that even covers, like, top tournament winners like these two, LGIMFirst and MVP Dream, who, of course, just, like, absolutely slaughtered everybody at IEM Katowice. In addition to launching off this series, I will, of course, be taking suggestions for which pro games to do. So if you guys were like, oh my god, that MLG round of 8 fight between these two players was absolutely amazing, just drop it into the comments of any of my videos, or email it to me, or post it on my Battle.net thread. I check all of those with almost OCD tendency, like 3 times a day. I don't know why, because they never really change all that much, and I can basically check them all through my email, but I check them all individually just because I'm crazy. I am actually, like, legitimately crazy. It looks like we do have MVP Dream dropping down a supply depot to block off any amount of probe scout, which is a very nice strategy. Not a lot of players do this as Terran, and it's, like, really funny. I mean, it's a weird strategy. It helps block off late scouts, like, perfectly, because there's absolutely no way you're going to get in as a probe. And it looks like we do have a little bit of a sneaky SCV just getting right on past that probe. Interesting. Was that on purpose? Or was that the SCV that finished up the barracks and he just ended up on the wrong side of the wall? MVP Dream, did you F up in the finals, really? Alright, well, anyway, we do have the Cybernetics core coming down for LGIMFirst. And both of our players are kind of just doing, like, the standard builds. I mean, it looks like it's going to be a gasless FE for MVP Dream, just based on the fact that an SCV is sitting in his natural and the fact that he's building up a lot of resources. He is going to be getting a couple of Marines out before he drops the command center. Actually, only 1 Marine, and that's probably really just to scout more than anything, and to deny these probes from sneaking on in. The probe will, of course, see the command center, which is a pretty big tell. It means that there's really not going to be any early aggression from the Terran player, because it's hard to do early aggression with a command center down. It really is, especially if you're playing against a Protoss player, because Protoss players have such good early aggression stops with the Sentry, and just the fact that Stalkers are so strong until you get Marauders out. It looks like the engineering bay does go down for MVP Dream, and that is just going to be super duper annoying for LGIMFirst. I mean, ugh, that's bothersome. I mean, he wasn't gonna expand too fast anyway, but this is like a wrench just in the system, and it's just annoying, because it means basically that MVP Dream is going to have a finished expansion before First can even drop his, which is really, it's not an ideal situation. This Stalker is going to be sneaking around looking for any sort of proxy. He does not want to lose this game to some sort of silly play. Now, of course, I mean, I would be very surprised to see a player like Dream going for that in the finals of a major tournament, just because, especially in game one. Maybe if you win game 1, you'll go for that in game 2 and just try to get a really fast, funky win, throw your opponent off. But in game 1, that would be weird. That would be really weird, because you kind of just be giving your opponent the dominating position for the entire series. And it looks like First is going to have a little bit of a scuffle here. His Stalkers, of course, with the longer range and the absolutely amazing micro, are going to be perfectly fine against these Marines. And oh my god. Oh, First with the micro. What a man. Oh, the Stalker. Oh, no, 1 goes down. Oh my god. That was that was some crazy micro. Oh my god. Oh, the Stalker gets away with 3 health. Did you guys see that micro? That was absurd. I mean, he just took down, like, 5 Marines with 2 Stalkers, which, granted, should be a pretty easy win anyway, just based on economy, but it's really not, because Marines do have a very high DPS, even though the Stalkers have a high health. And no, the Stalker, run. All right, the Stalker gets away with 1 health. Wow, that's what wins you tournaments, people. Like that kind of micro. Because I mean, he didn't lose anything for that. His macro is still immaculate. He's not building up any chrono boost. He is getting his economy all pushed to the forefront, chrono boosting up those probes at every point in time. And here are the 2 sentries finally reporting for duty. It looks like it is going to be a 3 gateway build along with a pretty fast Colossus. That's going to be interesting. The Observer is already at Dream's base, so he is going to get a full scout out on what Dream is doing, and Dream is going for a reasonably standard Terran bio or mech, bio builds. Bio, yeah. Why did I almost say mech there? It's going to be 3 racks, looking like 2 of them are going to be able to produce Marauders, but currently that is not going to be the case, along with a 3rd one with a reactor on it to just crank out Marines super fast. And it looks like there is going to be a starport with a reactor on there to just get those double medevacs out super early. And there's the current bio army. It's not too huge, but with a reasonably fast upgrade curve, it's going to be pretty nice. I mean, Stimpack is already almost done. Combat Shield is not quite started, but you know, I'm sure it's getting there. And the +1 is very early compared to his opponents. The Forges are just now coming up for LGIMFirst. So he's probably going to start his 1-1 soon, but I'm not sure how effective it's going to be, because this bio army is going to be ready to push out in just a little bit. I mean, it's probably going to wait for 4 medevacs, a group of 2 medevacs, and that'll also give its infantry weapons +1 time to finish. And it looks like he is going to be doing some damage to these destructible rocks and sending Marine up to scout. They will see the Protoss army just back off instantly. It does not want to try to force an engagement at this point. And here comes the Colossus. It does not yet have range, so the Colossus is going to be much less effective than he wants it to be. And the big bio army is starting to get a little bit scary. I'm actually not sure if LGIMFirst would be able to hold this off at this point, because his army is still reasonably small. I mean, he just is now starting his 2nd Colossus, which isn't exactly what you want from a situation like this, whereas his opponent has a very strong bioforce already out. It's going to be up to 4 medevacs and +1 attack upgrades, and it's gonna be a little bit strong, especially against the current build from the Protoss players, because the Protoss player does not have a whole lot, and he's not gonna have a whole lot for a while because he's researching so many upgrades. He has range on the way, along with +1 attack and +1 armor. And honestly, if we see Dream move into the base before that +1/+1 finishes, it's gonna be very awkward for LGIMFirst to defend. It looks like we are loading up for a drop, and oh, we might see some drop play here. I'm not sure how effective it will be, because this army is quite nicely located, and it looks like +1/+1 is just about to finish, so +1/+1 will be ready for any sort of engagement. And Dream. Alright, so it looks like LGIMFirst is actually trying his best to move out onto his opponent's forces as the drop goes down for Dream, and it looks like we are going to have a 2-pronged attack, kind of forcing awkward engagement angles. The Stalker army in the main base is going to be able to hold this drop up quite nicely. All the probes got pulled in a rapid fashion, and everything kind of just died. For First, actually, he's getting absolutely wrecked. He did not manage to clean up that oh god, he didn't manage to clean up that drop, and is now just getting absolutely railing probes. It's absolutely disgusting. And there is a little bit more of a drop going down into the main base. The bio army is still building up. I mean, he is not neither of these players have really skipped a beat in macro since the beginning of this game, and it looks like the kill is finally done for LGIMFirst. All of the army is down, but 19 workers killed at this point in the game is a pretty crippling blow. We now have him 10 probes behind, 12 probes behind actually, which is painful. That's not exactly what you want in a situation like this. And I'm not sure if First is going to be able to pull this one back. I mean, he's doing his best. He's macroing a lot of Stalkers up, but this bio army is definitely, this is a threatening force. +1 armor is almost up, so he is going to be on even upgrades with +2 weapons on the way. And he's just going to be ahead of the Protoss player for quite a while here, and he's just absolutely, he's just playing this really well. That dual-pronged attack worked perfectly. It split the army just how he wanted to split it, so that, you know, I personally believe the Colossus should have gone back up into the main base, and then the main Protoss force should have gone back to this choke and just held him there and used the sentry force fields to just hold him out of the natural while he cleans up the drop in the main base. But it was an awkward call to make in LGIMFirst. I just don't think he made the optimal call there in keeping his Colossi on the low ground, because it just lost him so many probes. And pro games are really, they're majorly about the economy, and you can just see him starting to slag behind him, and he's 16 probes down now, and it's just getting, he's just slowing down and slowing down and slowing down, because he can't pour the money into the economy that his opponent can. That, plus the fact that Dream has a third base, doesn't really hurt. And that's kind of just another factor of the fact that he absolutely trained through that first engagement. It looks like we do have concussive shells coming quite useful when it comes to just taking down a Soul Zealot. The High Templar Archives are on the way, but I'm not sure how effective they are really going to be able to be in this upcoming engagement, because there's not going to be any Storm probably. And it looks like Todd left the game. He was just chilling in there. That's perfectly fine, you know. Whatever. You know, you're just putting chat in the game. Nice job. All right. Well, anyway, we do have the Nexus coming in, and it is going to get canceled for LGIMFirst. And MVP Dream is just doing an absolutely beautiful job in holding off the forces of First. And First is just not able to expend it all. There's some beautiful Viking positioning, taking down one Colossus. Might be able to get a second. No, it will not be able to get a second. Some beautiful force fields are going to force the Bioforces back. And it looks like there's just one Viking left, and it only has about like one more shot from a Stalker. Actually, just basically one. It has only one more shot from a Stalker before it goes down. And IMFirst just pulled off a really good engagement, but he's still in the dust compared to his Terran opponent. I mean, it's 66 to 50 probes with an insane army lead going out to MVP Dream. And it looks like the Viking is going to be nicely cleaned up there. But with only 2 Colossi and no other area of effect damage, I'm not sure if he will effectively be able to stop this giant Bioforce. And there the Stalkers do get pulled off to have to deal with the Vikings. The Vikings are going to be taken down, but the Bioforce is going to win overpoweringly. And this is going to be nasty. It looks like all of the warriors from the Protoss army are going to be going down here. There's just way too many Marauders in this ball to even try to fight him. And ouch, this is a big hit on IMFirst. He got... I mean, there wasn't really a point where he was even up in this game. It wasn't really, I mean, it wasn't really a one-sided smash fest, but it definitely was not it definitely was not back and forth either. That was pretty good for our Terran player Dream, and I'm pretty excited to step more into these Grandmaster games and these big pro games, because I think that's the way to go when commentating. Because I mean, I love doing community replays, and I think that it's very important if you're a silver player to watch the gold players and to watch the platinum players and to work your way up by watching how other people play and being like, all right, this guy is gold because he's good at this thing, and this thing. Because the people in Grandmaster are in Grandmaster and they're winning tournaments because they're good at everything. Like everything in existence in StarCraft 2, they are good at. There's no pro that'll be like, yeah, I'm bad at micro, or yeah, I'm bad at micro. You know, I can't split my army quite efficiently, and I lose a lot of games because of that. Because those guys don't lose a lot of games. So anyway, guys, I would like to thank you all for watching this video. If you have your own games to get commentated, send them on into boisteroussc2 boisteroussc2@gmail.com, along with any suggestions for programs to do. Also, if you would like to watch more Boisterous action, man, I cannot talk in this video today. I don't know why. If you'd like to watch more Boisterous action, you can go to youtube.com/user/boisteroussc2. I'd like to thank you all for watching this video, and this is Boisterous signing out.